fuck was that?
All right, welcome to What the Fuck Did I Dream Last Night? I'm Jaynee.
I'm Jess. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Happy
So,
2021. I don't think I wished anybody happy 2021 last time.
I think we talked about it because we said it was a hangover year.
We did. Well, happy almost end of January in 2021.
Yeah, this comes out. It'll still be January. Yep. Once again, I just tried to find a calendar on my computer and I don't have one. I don't understand. So I wanted to talk about last week's episode. One, my bad that I posted a day late because I thought I had it scheduled to publish and I didn't. And I was like
Rude.
Thursday. And I was like, my bad. So yeah, that was my screw up. It was all ready to go, but
Hey, guys, we actually had our shit together.
sure did. Yeah, we're still learning. We're still new.
Yeah, it just depends on life.
Also, we really went off about baked beans. Like, we talked a lot about baked beans, and I kind of feel bad for that. And I sang a lot in that one, and I just feel like I gotta apologize for that, too.
Yeah, I still have yet to try baked beans, though, and I'm not going to mention another word about it. Sorry, not happening.
I was
I'm
trying
not
to
going
make
to talk about pencils, not going to talk about Sabrina, and not going to talk about baked beans. Lies. I finished Sabrina. Just so you guys know. It's worth a watch if you haven't.
I was trying to make a sound clip for something with our last one, and then I just couldn't because I kept replaying the part that I said, I don't like baked beans. I don't like baked beans. And my husband was doing something on the table over there, and he just kept saying, I don't like baked beans. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. We're done.
Our
Done.
husbands are like, listen, if we're going to retire early from this, you guys got to stop talking about damn baked beans.
Stop baked
Just kidding.
beans. We just lost so many listeners. Everyone that loves baked beans are like, fuck these girls. They don't know what's good.
That's fine. Give me a good baked bean recipe.
All
Damn
right.
it, here we go again. We're moving on for baked beans. I swear to God.
Okay, another thing. This is about last episode, but it has nothing to do with baked beans. With your Simply Marvelous thing,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell was that on? A ring? A
It was
ring.
on,
It was a jewelry.
when I wore it, it made me feel simply
Simply
marvelous.
Marvelous. Okay, so
Yeah.
the way that reminded me of something last week, and I couldn't think of it, but I got it, and it's from the Netflix show. If I'm wrong here, because I should have looked this up before I brought it up, but sorry, you can correct me. Um, the Haunting on Hill House, and she
Uh,
goes, I know you didn't watch it because you don't like scary, but it's
uh-uh.
good. She goes, simply splendid. And it's
Hmm.
creepy as fuck.
No, thank you. Thank you for ruining that
Well,
dream
I
for me.
figure somebody
Although it was
who
a
listens
mansion, so
has watched that show and had to be thinking that too.
something's very crackly right now.
I was
I think
moving, my legs were
something.
itchy.
Yeah, I think that's like really rubbing up against. Is that under a blanket? Over a blanket?
This is my shirt.
Yeah, it is the friction. That's what it is, I think, between that and the shirt. It
All
is
right, hold on.
awful.
I'm gonna get naked.
It's like
It
okay, I
was
think
right
that
up against the zipper.
oh man, it was like you can edit this out. Okay, sorry. After
Oh, I got my work in already. Haven't even started anything. I could just be like, welcome to What the Fuck Did I Dream Last Night? I'm Jaynee. And just restart it all.
you could. We don't have that much good material. Totally okay if you want to do that.
Just a bunch of fucking baked beans.
So what you got for us today?
Okay. I bought a love spell candle too, by the way.
What? All right, guys. So if you've never smelled Love Spell from Victoria's Secret, it was like a 2000s middle school scent or whatever you're doing at that point in your life. And oh my God, when you put it on, you felt like you could take over the world. Like
So
I felt amazing. And then Pure Seduction was the next one. That one made me feel like
Yes.
so hot, which now I smell it and I'm like instant migraine.
I la, 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 la. I'm gonna have all the fucking middle school dreams tonight. One, because I brought this damn love spell candle and I had it burning all day. Two, uh I was listening to Houston Calls and
A lot of 2000s like punk pop emo.
yeah, Motion City soundtrack. And then
Ugh.
you just did a
I did a 30-minute 2000s emo ride on my Peloton, guys, and it was awesome. So good. If you have Peloton, highly recommend it with Kendall. But it brought back all the feels. Man,
yes,
it
I'm sure
also
next
helped.
week's stream is gonna be like, so I was in my middle school. I was with all these people who I don't talk to anymore.
Pretty much. That's definitely happening tonight. So should
I'm
probably
gonna be
just record again tomorrow and I'll have
I'm
to
just
censor
gonna
out
be
half the names.
so pissed off tomorrow morning when I wake up, like, damn it, you did this to yourself.
Probably. Dang it, I didn't think about that.
Yep. Yep.
Although, okay, so I think I'm going to start running some experiments, guys, because my phone um just stopped working like a week or two ago. So I went like 4 or 5 days without a phone. It was like glorious. I loved it, but inevitably had to rejoin society. So I went without social media. And I was wondering how this would affect my dreams because a lot of times we'll have dreams and we wonder like if those people are in our dreams because we saw them in like news feed or we saw something on Facebook or like social that prompted that part. So it gave me an idea, not that I'm a social media holic, but
She's never on there.
no, but even just like the even minute or two I might go on or the rabbit hole I go down or even like Snapchat, if you will.
Hmm.
Snapchat I like. But anyways, I was thinking maybe for like 30 days I stay off social. That would be my dream. And but see how it affects my dreams. And then maybe listen to different music. That just prompted this idea for maybe 2 weeks. I don't think I can listen. I could listen to emo 2000s for a whole month, but I don't think I could take a whole month of middle school, high school dreams.
I have a playlist that somebody gave me on Twitter, I believe, and I haven't
Mhm.
done it yet. But she said when she listens to it, it gives her the most vivid dreams. It's like a nighttime like playlist. So I can send you that too if you want to try that one.
Ooh, yeah, I would be interested. Because I've been noticing, and I'll get into this with my dream today, but I think I have the potential to lucid dream here soon. I've been working a lot on, we've talked about this a lot. It's been a very slow progression, but kind of like self-care and pushing out negative thoughts and just kind of like trying to take care of myself better as a whole. I'm
Hmm.
not saying any means I am, like I said, slow progression, but I've definitely made progress. And I've been meditating, and not every day, but I've been focusing more on like my thoughts and my breathing and trying to do meditation a few times a week. Um, and I'm noticing like more awareness in my dreams, and I'm having a lot less anxious dreams. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, so I will talk about that more after I talk about my dream.
All right.
Hmm.
So I guess I'll just jump into my dream here.
Yeah, I know. I was debating. I was like, should I talk about my dream now? But I
I
don't think
know.
I.
Wait, wait. Do you want to? I no.
Why
I was
not?
about to tell you that. Do it. Go
Why
for it.
not,
Let's
guys?
switch it up.
We're gonna get spicy with it.
I was gonna say that, but I was like, wonder if she's ready. Like, I don't know if that's gonna catch her off guard. I'm ready
No,
because I
I'm
have a
ready.
nice hot cup of tea right here that I can drink while you. I'm really into tea now, by the way. It's a new thing. It's a new thing.
Ooh, see, look at this, guys. See, 2021. We're ready for you. Okay, so I have these were two dreams I remembered from the same night. So I'm just gonna talk about them both. So my initial dream, I started out from what I can remember in a classroom, and I was the adult presence in a classroom, so I wasn't the student. I don't know if I was the teacher or not. And it seemed like I was like a teacher's assistant or like a parent. And there was a line of children, maybe about 20 rows of children, so like 40 kids side by side, like standing next to each other, like partnered up. And they were gathering their things to get ready to go home to like wait for their school buses to be called. And I don't know if other schools do this, especially if you're listening in a different country, but how our school system worked, at least like kindergarten through high school when you graduate to go to like postgraduate, um, you ride the public school buses home. And we had different numbers. And it was a very big thing. Like, so we rode bus 21 or bus 42. Like, and it was,
Good.
I don't know if this is like everybody of our school system and age group, but Jaynee and I rode the same bus and for most years, and we took a lot of pride in that bus, like that bus number, like
Because
bus 21 crew.
we had the best bus.
And
Let's
listen,
just
and
be
not
honest.
everybody like had, I mean, there were a lot of horror stories and on it, I mean, kids can sure relate to it these days as well. Like some children are scared to ride their school bus. Like,
I had before I moved to like from Fort Allen to West Henfield, I rode bus 58 and it was the worst bus. Like we had the principal on it every single day. Our bus driver always pulled us over. Like we were freaking terrible. I hated the
yeah.
bus.
Yeah, so a lot of people didn't have the same bus experience, but I'm really grateful for ours. And so, for example, we played Marco Polo on our bus
I
and
was just
like
gonna bring that up.
tag. I mean, it was awesome. I loved our bus drivers. I actually had our one of our bus drivers, Vicky, who was my elementary school bus driver and
Mhm.
high school bus driver. She was in my dream not too long ago, actually. Um,
Dave was our middle school bus driver's name.
is it no Ron?
Ron,
It,
nuh Ron was 42.
oh yeah, wasn't that middle school?
No, Dave was because he was the one that the one time that I thought Finn was gonna get in trouble, and he was
Yeah,
like,
that was
"Stop."
Ron.
No, because the bus said my he had the sign up that said, "My name is Dave, not Mr. Bus Driver." Ron was our elementary school.
No, he wasn't. Vicky was elementary school for me. Oh, we're gonna get in a debate about this.
Now I gotta like go talk to people. Maybe Dave was my high school.
Yeah, because yep,
You switched to Greensburg.
yeah. But Vicky at one point was my bus driver again during high school. Because you have to understand, this is getting on the bus, guys, is a big deal. Like you're a kindergartner, you're like freaking 5 or 6 years old, about to go to some place without your parent. And you get on this bus driver and you can either lose your shit or like you're gonna own it. And I walked up on my bus with my big old teddy bear, and Vicky's like, "You're gonna sit right up front with me," and I did, darn it. And so anyways, I freaking love the bus, guys. Okay, so but in your school, you would sit in the desk and you'd wait for your bus to be called overhead, and then it was like really stressful, hoping you didn't miss your bus. Um,
Mhm.
and like really, really stressful because if you did, like your parent had to come pick you up or you had to like hop on with a friend and hope they didn't ask for a note. I
Listen,
mean,
I remember like being in middle school and like Mario sat in front of me, and the one like if our bus was late, and I was like, he's like, "Dude, did we miss our bus?" I go, "I don't know. Like, I don't think so." Like, and like if your bus wasn't called at the normal time, you just started like
oh
panicking.
yeah, and teachers worried too because I don't know, I don't think they're allowed to take you home, but I think they were like, shit, now I'm stuck here waiting for this kid's parent to pick them up.
Yes.
And I think so. I remember like teachers would go to the other classroom, be like, "Hey, was bus 21? Oh no, good, you're still here. Okay." And then
Uh-huh.
if a teacher had to go, like all the late kids would uh like if your bus broke down and then it was like all the late kids went to one classroom and like hung out. And even that was like a good time, I remember. So anyways, fond memories of the bus for me. So in my dream, the kids were like getting ready, waiting for their buses to get called overhead. And then our friend G, her son Liam was in the dream, and I asked him to give me a hug, and he did. He gave me a big, very sweet hug, and I probably have a dream about him hugging me like once a month. And it's like a really, I can like feel his like warmth in his hug.
Uh-huh.
It's so nice. And then I wanted like affection, like I wanted attention from another kid, and I think it was your daughter Molly, which like they would not be in the same classroom, but and then he got like a little like I don't want to say jealous, but just like a little bit like, oh hey, come on. And he was like trying to come back after me, and then his he knocked over someone's book bag, and then they're like old school like pencil sharpeners and like those like pencil boxes like all rolled out. Guess I am talking about pencils again. I said I wouldn't, but I am. And then at that moment, it kind of turned into the kids were like adults, and I was doing interviews on them. I don't know what I was interviewing them for, but I was the interviewer, and I would call people like name by name, one by one. And before it was time for everybody to go home, and before my bus was called, I managed to sneak in 3 interviews. So I got 3 interviews done. But it was like we went to a different room. So I don't know what the interview was about. And I don't know what we talked about. It was almost like commercial break or something, but in my
So
dream.
you also rode a bus in your dream?
I unfortunately never got on the bus, but it was like
You had a
prompted.
bus.
Yeah, I guess. But because like the interview stopped, I remember thinking like, oh, it's almost time to go. I think I have 10 minutes. I have time for one more interview.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if it was just like the end of a work day was the significance of like bus calling for me in my head. I'm not sure. Um, and then it was kind of interesting too. My last app, my last person I interviewed had recently undergone an identity change, or I guess a sex change. So she was born a man, and then she recently um decided to, identify as a woman. And I remember seeing like in writing, like her was like in bold. So I just thought that was kind of a neat feature. Um, and then at that point, she was my last interview. And then the classroom was like connected to a bar. So like literally like through the double doors was like what you like a bar, and there was a few of us sitting around the bar, and the bartender was one of the CT surgeons at the cardiothoracic surgeons that I work with. And it was like it was like I was on an interview now, and some like fancy business guy was like coming up to me. I was like, "Oh, Dr. Blank was, tell me about you. Do you have your business card? I'd like to, give you a call sometime." Almost like a networking event.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I don't." And I never have my business card on me in real life, like in the hospital whenever a patient asks me for it. And I'm like, "I don't have it in my wallet, but here, let me just like write it down on this post-it note for you." Like real like crumpled up like note from my just very unprofessional. And he was like, "You don't know, Dr. Blank actually just gave me your card, so it's good." I'm like, "Why is he on my card?" Okay. So he's like, "All right." He said, whenever what did he say? Oh, it was something like, oh, so he said, he already gave your card to the banker on the 12th floor above us.
Here you go with
Weird.
floors again.
I know. And then that was the end of like the networking event. And I remember like there were a couple of my coworkers like were sitting there around with me, and there was like a computer in the bar, and we're all like trying to do work. And then one of the nurses was called because there was what we call AAA rupture, so an aortic aneurysm rupture in the ICU, which is like a super big deal. So they called like a code, and then like everybody had to go run to the code. But I'm like not on the code team in real life, so I was like, "Ooh, well, my bus is about to be called." It's like, "Oh, I think it's about time for me to go. Do you think that's okay?" Like, I'm sure they already have enough help in there. Because that's usually the case for a code. Like, there's always a million people. So, and then I woke up from that, or that dream ended. So I guess I didn't go help. Uh,
Sorry, I
so,
can't do this right now. I gotta
yeah, I
go.
was like, um, so the next dream I remember from that night, and these are like in no way related. Um, the next dream I remember was I was driving a car, and we've talked about this before. I was driving a car like it was like a video game type deal.
Mhm.
Actually, no, because I was behind the wheel. Whenever it's a video game type view, I feel like that's when you're like above the car watching it,
Yeah.
like Mario Kart or something. So before I got in my car, that we heard that there was a rumor, and like Myrtle Beach is a small town, where I live, and we heard there's a rumor going around that like in my intersection or the road to get to my neighborhood, there's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be these elves that are like kind of causing trouble. And this was around the time of like the protests in the Capitol and stuff. And you
Yeah.
know that there was like word before that think something big was going to happen, right? So, um, there were going to be elves, and we knew everybody needed to be careful. We didn't know what they were going to do. So I was like, okay. So I was driving home, and I was about to get off of my exit to get to like, my neighborhood, and there were like two elves there. Now these weren't like cute Santa elves. They were dressed kind of like they had the elf ears, but they had like a beanie on and like colored hair, almost like what people classically say is like emo or like
Like the
like
elves in
punk rock elf.
that one Christmas Chronicle elf. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah,
Like they
kind
were
of
like
that. And I know I dreamt this because I was watching Sabrina, and there's a hobgoblin in Sabrina. If anybody watches the new Sabrina on Netflix, the ends of his hair are like green, and he's in like a band and he plays bass, and he has like elf ears. But he's super nice, but they weren't. So they were like, you have an option. You can either get off at your exit here and you know, um, pick that fate, or you can continue straight. Oh, it was like if you go right to get off at my exit, you would immediately be taken hostage, or you can choose to go left and stay on the main road, but you're going to drive blind. We're going to blindfold you, and you have to keep driving. Those were your options.
oh.
You're bad elves. So I was like, well, I don't want to be taken hostage. I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm
so
gonna
I'm gonna,
sit
I'm
through.
gonna drive. So they put the blindfold me on me, and I had to keep driving. But they were like little freaking asshole elves. They like stayed in front of you. They were like really fast because the hobgoblins can run really fast in Sabrina. They would run just in front of your car to like screw with you to make like so you were afraid you're gonna like hit them, but you weren't supposed to hit them or kill them, right? You don't want to kill somebody if you're a halfway decent person, even a mean hobgoblin.
I
So
mean, yeah.
so they were like, he, like
Like talking
like
with
what
you.
they do, like yeah, like little jerk laughing, like he and like poking fun at me, and I was like, "Oh, gosh, I just like want to get around you. Like, why won't you move?" And then I realized I could like, and this is where I was talking before about, I think I'm like starting to be able to almost lucid dream, or I think I would be able to do it. I realized at that moment that I was like it was dreaming. So I know that like I couldn't get hurt. Like I know that they couldn't really hurt me, and I might be able to take control. So I like was able to slip off my like blindfold enough to like see some of the road around me.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like able to at least stay on the road. So I knew like I wasn't gonna hit stuff, and I couldn't hit these goblins. And then I started to notice that I was passing familiar landmarks in downtown Greensburg, which, guys, is about 10 hours north of me. That's my hometown where I no longer live. So I don't know how long these hobgoblins. So I realized that I could recognize these landmarks, and they were in downtown Greensburg. So I was like, oh, this is it. Like, if they're taking me hostage, whatever, I know downtown Greensburg. Like, I can find someone or I can escape.
Uh-huh.
So I like rolled out of the car, and then I just started like running through downtown Greensburg, which wasn't like downtown Greensburg in my dream. But I guess I recognized it to be. And then there was one person there in a truck, like who also escaped. So he was like waiting to help people. So luckily he like rescued me and took me to the police. And he's like, "All right, tell them everything you know. Like we got to keep waiting for people and like file police reports so we can like try to capture these guys and end this." Because it almost I got the feel like this was something they do every year, like the purge or something.
Yeah.
And then I woke up. So yeah.
What do you take from these dreamers?
So that second one I think was definitely related to my binging of Sabrina
Yeah.
in the last week or two. Um
And I feel like things that are just going on like in the world in this past month
yeah,
too.
I think that one was just like a good old cleansing of my mind. Um, but I do think it was pretty cool that I could like recognize and try to take control and I didn't like
Yes.
panic.
I've
Be
never had that in my dream before, so that is really cool to
yeah,
me.
my dreams are very classically like stressful and anxious. And even in my dream before that, it was somewhat like work related and like school related. And I even mentioned like waiting for your bus was often a stressful time.
Mhm.
But I didn't get the sense that I was like stressed or anxious during that dream. It's almost like I was in control, like, oh, okay, there's 10 minutes until this, uh, and even when it was like an emergency took place, I like recognized in my dream like that there were others to step in and like it was my time to go home. Like it was not my responsibility
Yeah.
that there were like others to like it was the end of my shift that, time to pass the torch and which mind you I would not do in real life, but um if it was my responsibility, but at this point it wasn't. So yeah, I thought this was um I felt I felt pretty good after these dreams for the most part, except not having my business card ready. How unprofessional. And I think the floor, I do always dream about floors and like going up. So and I never made it to the 12th floor still.
I was gonna say I feel like 12 is like the highest number of floor you've dreamt so far.
I think you're right. I think it was
Like 9 and 10.
yeah, and it was the 12th floor and that guy was like, "I already gave your or like you're the banker on the 12th floor already got your card. Like don't worry about it." And I was like,
Like,
"Okay."
did you mean a bank as in like a money bank?
He just said the banker
The banker.
because it was like we were in a building and you know how different floors on like a skyscraper, for example, are like different businesses. So
Mhm.
and he was dressed. He wasn't dressed in like scrubs. He was dressed in like a suit. Like I got the impression he was like a corporate man.
Gotcha.
And like I wasn't anxious, so I didn't have my business card. I was like, it's all good. And I take his crumpled up piece of receipt in my pocket. So
Let me cross off what I bought. That's
yeah,
probably from a customer receipt or something.
so yeah, that's what I got for you. Some randomness, but I think overall I am pleased with the direction of my mind.
Yes, and I'm
For once.
excited for you to try to lucid dream.
So yeah, I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna wait on that a little bit. Um, because I kind of want to make sure it's safe. I don't know. I don't know why like we have such fears to like lucid dream, but I do.
Yeah, and everyone I talk to, they're like, "No, it's not like that."
I think if
I'm like,
anything, it's would be more empowering.
yeah.
Because I
I
was
no
like,
longer have the fear of it. Now I just want to make sure like when I do it, when I start researching it more and everything. And like that's why I haven't done even like any episodes about it and like what it is because I myself haven't got into it yet. But I want to have like the time to research it,
hmm
to like understand it and everything more.
yeah, I almost compare it to like an acid trip or something, and it's not. But like when people do like
That's not what I think of. Man, we are really on two different pages with this now.
that's what it is in my head, and not that I've ever done this, but people were like, and mostly for that reason, because I'm like, that's gonna take me to a bad headspace, and I feel like I've never been in a good enough headspace for my anxiety and stress and mental health to like want to go on a bad trip. So that's what I almost feel like lucid dreaming would turn into. Like, I'd be like, oh, let's go. Like my husband said when he was a kid, he used to be able to fly to, he could fly in his dream and he could just decide, like, I want to fly here now. And which is
Uh-huh.
funny because he really doesn't dream much at all nowadays, like, ever, that he remembers. So I don't know how you go from being a lucid dreamer, but I would be like, oh, let's go fly to, I'd want to go to like Alaska, and then I'd end up in like a wormhole.
I don't think it works like that. Now I'm more comfortable with it because I think I've talked to enough people about lucid
It
dreaming
seems like it,
where
yeah.
they have just nicely been like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, which they've never said those words to me. But like, you know what I mean? They're like, that isn't. I've had people like Instagram or message us on Instagram that's like, no, you'll be
Right.
okay.
And that's what there's no, you may have talked about this already before, but I was telling you the other day, the series on Netflix called Explained, they explained the mind, like that series. There's an episode on dreams, which is really fascinating if you guys have not watched it.
I need to watch
Um,
this film.
yeah, it's really good, but there was one woman on there who is a lucid dreamer. So she goes into that and she draws out like vivid cartoons of her dreams. So
Mm-hmm.
Jane, maybe that'll help you lucid dream by
All right.
drawing out your cartoons. But yes, that is my dream I got for you guys.
So I want to talk about pencils. There's this
Mhm.
teacher on TikTok. Remember how I said I had that favorite type of pencil in whatever episode that was? But she did a TikTok and she has like the supply like key like room. And she said that she's like, the best thing about having this is I go in there and I take all these pencils before anyone else can. So it's not just me that loves those pencils. It's a thing.
It's the little things. You got your good pen for work. It's just the little things in your day to day.
Then I'm gonna take you back to middle school again. So no, this
Super.
is high school. This is high school, not middle school. Remember the drinking game, riding the bus? Like you ride the bus. Like you
Oh,
just like I don't even know how you play it, but you just get so drunk.
you know what? I don't think I like ever liked that game or really played it much. I think I was like, this is dumb because I think like basically everybody you just like drink a lot and everybody the game doesn't last long because everybody just like drank too much and then it got really like confusing. So
Yeah,
I don't ever think I actually like successfully played.
I have no clue how to play it. No idea. But I thought about that while we were talking about, or while you were talking about buses, because we just kept saying riding the bus, and I was like, oh
No,
god,
it's gonna be like the
I
big
don't,
game
I don't
concept.
want to
You guys are
ride
gonna
the
be like,
bus.
oh my god, nobody cares about your bus riding.
Well,
Whoop-de-doo for public transportation, guys.
I will take the spin on here because my dream has nothing to do with food, beans, pencils, buses. I
All
can
right,
safely say that we will not talk about this at all.
we'll find out.
So, I know. I shouldn't make any promises, but so this dream, I actually, and this isn't a bad joke. I actually had this dream today during a nap, and I was like, I like this one, so I like totally changed what I was going to talk about today, and I was like,
Ugh, I love nap
we're
dreams.
gonna do this. So like Trevor came home from work, and I was like, sorry, I have to do all these notes because I just changed everything I want to talk about.
I love nap dreams.
Me
I have
too.
to do some research on nap dreams because I don't understand how they happen. Like, there's no way I reach REM sleep in like a power nap because
Uh,
that usually takes like an hour and a half. So if I do have like a 30-minute nap, maybe we're just like super REM sleeper.
Super REM. We just pissed somebody off that like studies sleep or knows things that
Well,
they're like
please
telling me
enlighten me.
you guys are so dumb. All right. So in my dream, I'm up at Seven Springs, which is a ski resort around here. And it wasn't actually like Seven Springs, like it wasn't set up like it is, but it was Seven Springs. Follow me? Okay.
Hmm.
And I was in the tubing area. And I like just went up there by myself and I had Molly with me, but like she wasn't with me in each part of my dream. Like she just kind of like came and go, like came and went. I don't know. Like I wasn't like fully responsible for her or something. I don't know. I woke up with like mom guilt in a dream. Lord. So, uh, do you know who Rebecca Robertson is?
that Friday? No. Who's that?
What?
No,
No,
never mind.
no,
I was like, oh, that sings Friday. Friday.
no,
Sorry,
no, no,
no.
no, no.
No, I'm singing.
Uh, she's from Duck Dynasty series, and I follow her on Instagram because
Mm-hmm.
her like little boy is like the same age as Molly is. So I so she was there with her little boy Zane, and there was just like a lot of moms and kids there. Like I don't know if it was like a mom and kid day, like mommy and me day or something, but I don't know. So I was watching these people on the ski lift. Now these lifts were going like super fast downhill. Like you had to ride it uphill and downhill. And like
Okay.
when you made the turn, it just went like so fast. Like, you had like I don't understand these people weren't like falling off or how they were taking their young kids
And
on
what
this.
were you on? What were you riding on?
It was a ski lift.
Okay. Well, that's scary. Ski lifts terrify me.
I wasn't riding it yet. I was just like watching these people and I'm like, man, like
Zoom around.
they're gonna they're like how are they doing this? So and I didn't think I had to get on the ski lift from where I was, like what I was doing. Because like when you tube, you don't get on a ski lift, you just get your little tube hooked on the thing and you just pray it doesn't fall off. That's nerve wracking. Like just watching it like because mine's fell off before. So um okay, so I'm watching people on the lift. Do, 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 do. So I had to get on there, and I'm like, there is no way in hell I'm going to be able to get off this thing in time, like, because it doesn't slow down. And like, have you been on a ski lift before? Like, have you skied or snowboard or anything like that?
Not really, but I've been on a ski lift before though. I think for maybe snow tubing or something. Or like at Kennywood, that amusement park, but back home.
That one scares the shit out of me because
I
like
think
that
I
one's
went on
over
that
fucking.
one. You got to ride a ski lift if you like parked really far away.
Yeah, my dad did one time. 'Cause he came like after work,
Yeah.
and I had
Which
to
is
ride that
actually a
thing.
genius idea on their part, but yeah,
But like,
terrifying.
if you fall off of that thing, like you're falling onto
Pain.
concrete.
Yeah, I mean it's just so I bet I get the general gist of it.
So like ski lifts, when you get off, like you you just glide on like your stuff or whatever. And if you fall, like you're the asshole that like the attendant has to stop it, and then you feel like an asshole while you get up. But
Yeah, this
like
is why I've never been on one. Apparently, I've just been on one for snow tube, which like doesn't matter.
so like um you like so you get like all ready and like every time like I got off like I talked to myself like just go far out and fall, like don't fall right here, fall out there. It's really not that big of a deal, but like
I get
what.
it though.
So I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get off of this in time. Um, because like it never stopped. Like it would just like
Right,
zoom around. Like
right.
it was like okay.
Almost
Um,
like a water. Like I'm picturing like going around a bend of a water slide, but like, oh, okay.
and I wasn't like as stressed out in my dream as like like I sound like I am in real life. Like you know what I mean? Like in real life, I felt like it's more anxious to me than in my dream. I was just like I just don't know. Like I got to get off this thing somehow. So um everybody also was like having a blast on it. Like they were all like screaming, like they were on a roller coaster and everything. And I was just like, I just don't like heights. Like I just don't like. I'm freaking out a little bit, but okay. So I had to get on it one time to go up to get a tube for tubing, like because they didn't keep the tubes. They kept the tubes up on the mountain for some reason and not down where like you tubed.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm like, so I'm looking down when I'm on the ski lift. I was like, there has to be marks in the snow where people have just like fallen off here. And I'm searching, like, I'm just looking. So I thought I was at the end of it and I needed to like bail, like, I needed to jump off. So I jump off and I fall like this good height into the snow. And and I'm like so far away from the tubing. And I was like, well, fuck, now I have to walk up this big hill. Like, I fell like 5 minutes too early, not even close to the ground. So
This
Um,
reminds me of this reminds me of my experience ziplining so much because it was like I was excited to do it. But I had like a healthy fear. I'm like, I don't know about this, and like everybody else had a really good time. Like I could see everybody having fun doing it, but I was like,
like, yeah,
and
you're like, I
then
want to do it, but I don't
and
know.
then if you stop too soon because you have to like your hand's your brake, and then it was like if you stop too soon, then you have to like pull yourself back, and then it's like the social embarrassment because like, so it's like I swear you were in my brain ziplining.
It sounds like it. Sounds like ziplining. Yeah, I feel like that can go. That's in the same bubble.
Hmm.
Um, so
So
I
did
was
you get
like,
on it? Well, no. So you fell off of it.
I got off of it too early, and I was like,
Hmm.
fuck, I gotta walk up this like big ass hill. So, but it only took me like 4 or 5 steps to get up to the top, and it was like so easy. The snow was like super simple to walk through, like
You're like,
nothing
I
like
should have
real
just
life.
walked all the way.
I was like, well, exactly. I was like, well, damn, like, all right, like, okay, like this is fine. So now I'm here. Um, and the snow tubing was set up kind of like a kid's like playground, like there was like a wooden circle where like a slide would come out, but it was like the hill to go snow tubing.
Okay. Hmm.
So and then like a little like deck, like you're climbing like a jungle gym type of
Are you
thing or
picturing
something.
like Little Knight's Kingdom in Irwin?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Um, I'll have to add a picture of that to thy Instagram. I think they tore that
You
down,
said
by the way,
wood. Yeah. Oh, I think so too. I think I heard that.
but I'm sure I can find a photo. Um, so I climbed through like the hole, and this one lady who was in there with her kids was like, "You made it through the hard part. Now it's time for the fun part." And I was like, "Yeah, like I guess I was the hard part." Like,
Hmm.
but like normally in like real life, I would be like so anxious and so stressed out about this whole thing, but I wasn't like really that way in my dream. I was just like, "Oh fuck, like I got to do this now. Like I guess I got to do that." Like I just like had to deal with it.
Huh.
Um,
Look at our dream selves.
right,
Better
right.
managing anxiety than us in real life.
So Megan also was there at one point, and it's like she texted me and was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was just like, "Oh, I'm at Seven Springs alone. Come on up." So like then she just like appeared there. So I go down the hill once, and like you slide down the hill, and then you like slide up another hill, and then
Hmm.
like you're supposed to like slide back down to the beginning.
Hmm.
Um, so I kind of like
Like a
picture like
half
those,
pipe.
yeah, like those roller coasters. I picture like the
Oh
ones that like, you
yeah.
go up and then you go like backwards.
Yeah.
So um So it was a lot of fun how it was set up, and most people came back, but like if you didn't, you had to ride the damn ski lift again, which I
Oh
don't
God.
understand like how you're going up this huge mountain on there, but I don't know. I also don't know how you get on the ski lift since it like never really like I guess ski lifts don't stop when you get on. You just like it just picks you up. Ski lifts just don't stop. I mean they do.
That's why it's no, I've never been skiing and now I'm probably never gonna go because you'd be terrified to ever go on a ski lift.
It's not that bad.
Oh,
Um
when I embarrass myself, apparently I'm gonna be the asshole.
that makes the ski lift stop. I don't know who told me that, but like that is like
But
ingrained
that's
in my
something your
head.
sister would say.
What? Yeah, but I feel like well, I went with Nicole and Bill. Like I feel like they said it like just like screwing around with us or something.
Right.
Um, it is something I feel like my sister would say.
Just to like, or is that something like to, like you said, just to kind of like joke around?
Yeah, like, don't fuck up, don't fuck up. All right, so where did I go? Hmm. So the one time I did not come back, so I was like, "Fuck, I'm just gonna walk up this hill because it was so much easier, like last time, than
Hmm.
like getting on the ski lift and jumping too early and whatnot." So I just walked my ass back to it. Uh, snow is just like so simple to walk through, like no problem at all. So the next time I go down, Rebecca's in front of me with her son, and she has her like tubes connected, and they
Hmm.
went down like crazy fast. So then I had Molly connected to me, and then Megan was as well. And we went down, and it was like insane how like whatever happened. Like my tube like flipped somewhere. I lost it. And the guy working was like, no, like you guys cannot do that. And I feel like I've gotten yelled at like it's snow tubing before. So I feel like this is why this dream came through. Like I said snow tubing, I've ran into the like wall at the end of this one place and I got the wind knocked out of me. Another time it was icy and like I was young and my dad was there at the end, but this guy thought I was just by myself and he stopped me and flipped my tube and my dad like flipped shit on him.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
so um so this guy's like yelling at me, and I was like, "Oh, like I'm sorry, I didn't know the rules." Like it's just like
That's
then
always a fear of mine.
so I was just like, "Do you know where like my tube went? It was number 64." Um, and the guy's like, "It went over there by the bathroom." And I was like, "Okay." So I'm like trucking my way through the snow to find it again, and I like see the bathroom. There's no tube. I looked in this like fenced in area. Nope. And on the way back, like I could only find deflated tubes, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, and I didn't see a 64, and I was like, "Well, maybe I popped it." Like, I don't know. That was a crazy ride. So I go back, and I'm like, "Megan, next time you go, like, ride the ski lift down and bring me a tube down with you." Because I like didn't want to go on this damn ski lift again. I was like, I'm just not going on it. So I was gonna send Megan to do it. Because and like the guys were no help, and they were just like pissed off because of like what we did. And like I don't know really like so we connected 3 tubes, I think, and you weren't allowed to do that. So like Seven Springs in real life has stricter snow tubing rules than Hidden Valley, and I always just recommend everyone
Gotcha,
go to
like these
Hidden
are like the
Valley.
two main like ski resort places from where we're from.
Yes, sorry. Hidden Valley just has a totally better snow tubing setup.
And show.
I also can't even tell you what Seven Springs tubing set it up is right now, but anyways. Um so yeah, the guys were just pissed off at me. So I was like, whatever. And then like the one guy saw another like manager come in on a snowbill and like got all distracted. So I was just like annoyed. And I was like leaving. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like I'm done here. So I was walking through the parking lot and I was like, I had to tell Mike, who my brother-in-law is, that Seven Springs does have good tubing.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, in real life, I tell everybody that you should go to Hidden Valley over Seven Springs.
That's funny.
But then that was it. I woke up. I was like,
Wow,
well,
that was a really vivid nap dream.
I know, I know. I've been crushing some good naps here lately. So, um, let's talk about snow and dreams. So, dreaming of snow is common if you live, like, especially if you live in like a snowy area. And it has been snowing here lately. I just told Trevor the other day I feel like we live in a snow globe because I just feel like it's not like snowing enough where it's like got inches and inches on the ground, but it's just like every day I wake up like, oh look, there's flurries. Like it's just always like someone shook the snow globe today. Um,
Someone shook the snow cliff.
every morning they shake it. Then in the evening it's all gone. And then tomorrow morning they'll shake it again. No, it's gonna be like 50 here tomorrow. Fun fact.
Yeah, it's gonna be a warm front. Thank God, coming through like everywhere
Yeah, it's
on
gonna
the East
rain.
Coast. We got
That's a
72 and sunny tomorrow. I can't wait.
oh
Kick
damn.
woo.
Um so in most dreams, water symbolizes your emotions. So snow can be a symbol of like your cold emotions or like changing emotions.
Mhm.
It also depends on how you look at snow in your real life. Is how you have to take in consideration about dreaming about snow because there's a lot of people who really, really like dislike snow. And that would be yeah. So like sorry. Um so for people that dislike snow, it could be like considered like a hardship in their dream or be like negative in their dream. But me personally, I do like snow, so I don't view it like that. So like I viewed it as like a positive like thing because I enjoy the snow.
Mhm.
I mean,
I would
I
too. Yeah, snow's my nightmare, but literally.
but like I got married in January. I went on my honeymoon in a cabin in the woods in the middle of winter with snow. So
Yeah, you're insane. Although it was like 40s, I think, for your wedding.
it was like warm, yeah.
Thank God. I drove up from South Carolina. I was like, what is happening? Oh, thank God.
um,
Side note, my husband just brought me up an amazing homemade stromboli, and I'm super stoked to eat it.
we're having salmon tonight and
Uh,
grilled romaine.
Peter playing salmon?
Yep. Yep, yep.
Did you try it yet? Well, when I didn't make it for you?
No,
Guys, if you've never had cedar plank salmon in your life, or if you've never grown your romaine lettuce, get it together. It's life changing.
agreed.
That is all.
All right, back to snow after we take that little break from food. Okay, so to be playing in the snow means you are looking at life in an innocent manner or in a playful way. You could be looking at
I like
happier
that.
times
Mhm.
or looking forward to celebrate something in the future. I like both of those because I feel like right now I want to celebrate everything because like I feel like I've been missing out on so much because of like Corona. Like you're not going around people. Um,
Yeah, I like that
so
analogy a lot, actually, more than my pessimistic I hate snow.
yeah, but once again, I feel like it depends on how your dream is. Like I'm going on more happier things right now because I took like I was happy and like having fun in my dream until I lost my damn tooth. But then even then I was like, all right, like fucking I'm done. Like who cares? I just don't want to ride that damn ski lift again. Um do, 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 do. So clean snow, which in my dream, it was all very white, like bright, clean snow. Like there was no dirty snow at all. It could be an omen of strength. Okay.
Okay.
And dreaming of snow sports. So like snowboarding or skiing. If you like
Snow tubing. Woo! That's a snow
so
sport
like
to me. I
I
count
didn't
that.
like I don't know, but like in the way it worded it, it was like from snowboarding to skiing, and I was like, I could not find nothing about tubing besides, and I even tried like looking up like an inner tube, and the only thing I found was, uh, it was like if you dream of floating on an inner tube like in water, it means like you're just looking for relaxation. But I could not find anything about like snow tubing dreams. So I don't know if I'm the first person to ever have a snow tubing dream or what.
Yeah. Maybe you have to come up with your
um,
own interpretation.
but to be dreaming at yourself is like snowboarding or skiing. If you're doing those things, it can mean something positive is coming your way, and it's going to leave you in awestruck. So I'll put my snow tubing in that, and that good things are coming.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Next I have walking in the snow symbolizes your relationship with your loved ones or children,
Oh.
and it's trying to tell you that love overrules everything.
Even if your
Um,
snow tube gets separated and you get yelled at.
and then the last thing I have is about if you find yourself like falling into the snow, like I did, it
Hmm.
can symbolize a temporary time of difficulties in like your business or your career.
Hmm.
But it's like just like a short, like just something's gonna happen. Like could just be like a little hiccup or something. But overall, like I felt like good and positive about this dream, so I feel like I'm just gonna take this as like positive shit's gonna happen to me.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting too because they were kind of like what could have been anxiety provoking dreams for us, but I feel like we weren't as anxious.
We always tie it together.
Yeah, so look at us go.
We
We're getting there.
are. Um, but yeah, that was a fun dream. I was excited. When I woke up, I was like, "Woohoo!" Like I got a
That
different
was
dream to talk
fun for
about.
me. If anybody else has like a lot of nap dreams, let me know. I just started doing a little bit of um a non-REM sleeps, like non-REM dreams. I just started to do a quick search on that.
Uh-huh.
Um so I'm gonna have to dig more into that, and I'm gonna have to start writing these down because I always say I want to research stuff, so I need to just at one point we need to just start committing some episodes to just research
Yeah.
dreams.
Because the other thing, when I woke up from this dream, I like recalled another dream, I think, and like it made me think about how you said about like a memory of a dream.
Mhm.
Because in my other dream, but then I'm like, was that like a dream I had before, or did I also have that dream then? Like I couldn't like remember if this like I felt like it was an old dream of
So
like being
there's
at a ski resort like doing I was playing miniature golf instead of like skiing or tubing though. And it
so
was
there's
indoor.
debate too. When I watched that explain that I talked about
Mhm.
dreams, they go into this briefly that there's debate if there's like a certain department in your brain that is like your dream memory.
Mhm.
And that's kind of like what I had talked about in my last dream or two. It's like that dream prompt like I had a memory in that dream from another dream.
Yeah,
So
I gotta watch that. I'll watch that. Maybe
yeah, it's very fascinating. If you guys haven't
maybe I'll
watched it,
watch
I think
that
it's
tomorrow while Molly's napping instead of napping. We'll see how that goes.
yeah, it's just like one episode. There's different episodes. There's one on
Yeah,
like stress and anxiety, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good with that right now.
yeah.
I don't really want to learn more about why that's happening. So
Just want to remove
cool.
that part of my life. But yeah,
Yes, agreed. It
well,
sounds
that
like
was
we are
fun
working on it.
switching. That was
It
fun
was.
switching. Maybe we'll do things like this more often.
Yeah, keeping it spicy 2021.
Oh, oh.
Yes.
Um, it feels weird to keep talking though.
Oh,
I don't
sorry, I
know.
didn't give you a big enough break.
No. Okay. So, well, thank you guys for listening. Don't forget you can follow us on Instagram at WTF Did I Dream Last Night, on Twitter at WTF Did I Dream Last Night. If you want to support the show, we would greatly appreciate it. You can find us on Patreon, and the link is in the show notes. And don't forget to send us your dreams so we could do our Dream Mail episodes at WTF Did I Dream Last Night at gmail.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys. And until next time, happy dreaming.